Hi, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Spurs TV and this is Harry. And today I've got Eugene and Ellie back with me. Hey guys, you right?
Yeah.
I'm actually feeling okay
Well,
after yesterday because I'm not.
no, I want to go down to the Spurs ground and tell them what for.
So Eugene, just because Scott asked the question, how long does it take you to style your hair?
Not much hair left to start.
So I couldn't have asked.
Just wear a hat and you're all right, Eugene.
I'm cool with I've accepted my scenario, so it's okay. But to tell you guys, right, I didn't watch the match last night.
You didn't watch it?
I went to sleep.
You didn't miss anything. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know. You know why? Because I already had this feeling, right, that we're not going to win because our focus is more on the league, and we actually were more. We put up a performance against Liverpool, and we were spent. Honestly, we were spent, and Conte didn't have much options. And of course, the only thing is that when I woke up in the morning, I just went through all the YouTube shows, whoever did their shows and whoever did their shows, right? All I can say, right, the fault is, right, it's not with the club, it's not with the owners, it's not with Conte, it's the fans. Because the fan base, right, our Spurs fan base is a bunch of flip-flops, right? When Conte gets a couple of wins, everybody's Conte in his name. Antonio. You lose a couple of games, Conte out. Come on, guys, make up your mind, right? Make up your mind. Who is at fault here, right? Who has been causing all these problems all these years? And you're so blind not to see it, right? Get Conte out. Because I agree with Stel, right? No matter what we do now, right? If we don't stick with Conte, right? If we're going to bring another manager in, do you think the board is going to support him? Do you think the club is going to support him?
No.
Do you think?
By the way, it's not Stel who just thinks that way. It's not just Stel who thinks that way. He's not the guru, by the way.
No, but
he's not the guru.
No, Ellie, you must understand. There's only a handful of us that see it that way because we don't have a choice. You get what I'm saying? And everybody flip-flops. You know.
There's more people on our side than you think. There's more people on our side.
The only manager I really wanted out in the past few years was Nuno because he was shit.
Oh, Nuno. Chris, Nuno was, to tell the truth, right? During that 72 days, right? Last year, while we were waiting for Nuno to come in, I was saying Eddie Howe.
Yeah.
Nobody brought him in. So then we got Nuno. And to tell the truth, right? Our chairman is a lying scumbag. You know why? He comes up with a statement, right? Saying that, oh, we're going to play the Spurs way. We must get back we have our DNA, the blah, 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 our attractive football. And then he brings in Paratici, right? Paratici is Italian, right? Director of football. What do Italian directors of football do? They defend more than they attack, right? Basically, okay? Then, of all the managers he picks, right? Honestly, I would rather have Howe or Fonseca.
Fonseca would have been a better choice than Nuno.
Yeah. And then we ended up with Nuno, right? Somehow or another, we ended up with Nuno, right? And after Nuno, we get Conte. Come on, guys, we know Conte ball, okay? We know Conte ball. It's similar like Mourinho ball, but it's just a modern Mourinho ball, right? And he's won things, right? Didn't Mourinho win things after that? Everybody leaves us and win things. Yeah. Everybody leaves us and win things. And Ndombele is going to win the bloody Serie A.
He's out on loan.
And he's out on loan.
It's tradition.
Tradition. He's going
to come back with a winner's medal, right? And rub it on Harry Kane's face. Imagine that. And Ndombele.
You know what? He'll be running around our training ground with it.
And you guys,
I want to leave.
It's the majority of our fan base that is deluded, right? There are fans who say that we want to play attractive football and if we don't mind losing, okay? If we play attractive football, that means you don't want to win things. If you don't mind losing, right? If we don't mind losing, right? Then don't complain.
Nah, I'm going to put a flip onto this, right?
Okay.
I'm not a flip-flop fan, right? I've always been Levy out, always Levy out. Because if you look at it logically, right? Look at things logically. you've got a born winner in Conte. He's won everything in football apart from the Champions League, right? He wins titles. That's his credentials. He wins titles everywhere he goes. Everywhere you go, always bring the title with you. Right, that's his motto. I'm going to make a song for Conte and actually sing it to him in his face. Right, but being serious thinking, right? Right, so logically you think, right, you've got a born winner in place. You've got a crap side that he's inherited, apart from 2 or 3 players who can actually play ball, but they're not the top-notch ballers in the world. Because you can't, however good Kane is, he's not a top baller. He's a top striker and he scores goals, but his general play is not as good as the top players. It isn't.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's just my opinion, right? That's my opinion. He's a fabulous player, don't get me wrong, but he's not up there with the very best ballers in the world. When you look at Iniesta, when you look at Messi, these are ballers, right? They're the top echelon. Ronaldo, I'll put in that bracket, right? At his peak, right? Kane can score, and he's a very, very good footballer. Don't get me wrong, but he's not a top footballer.
Ellie,
No,
he's not a game changer.
He's a top striker. He's a top striker.
Not a game changer, right? He's not the kind of a player that
no,
is a game changer.
And also he's always going missing.
Yeah.
Well, he goes missing in big games, doesn't he? The Champions League, you can forgive him because he wasn't 100% fit, right? These footballers are not the top footballers. The one that are saving grace in the team at the moment is Bentancur, because he's playing out of his skin and he's playing like a man possessed, right? And then you've got Kulu, who's just come back, who we know has got credentials in our team. He came to our team and we were like 9th. It wasn't just Conte when he came. He came, and as soon as he got on the pitch at Liverpool, he created with just a simple pass, but it's so easy to play that pass. But our imbecile players can't play it. They either hit it too hard, they whack it at each other. It's almost like they want to whack it at each other, to lose the ball. What are they trying to do? Are they trying to sabotage Conte? Because it seems
they did that before to other managers, Ellie.
Yes. So blame the players, not the fans, because the players are the ones who Conte puts on that pitch. They're not good enough already, and he's putting them on, right? So he's trust the process as well, because look what Arteta's done, right? We're all laughing, Arsenal this, Arsenal that. They're bantering them, saying they're rubbish. They're not rubbish, Arsenal. They're the real deal this season, right? You watch them play. They play with fluidity. They play with class. They can pass the ball. They're comfortable on the ball. Our players, you pass it to them. Sanchez, for example, he panics even before the ball comes to him.
We'll get onto them in a minute.
Right?
But, yeah.
It's just so frustrating that we're blaming the fans, because the black fans will always be flip-flop. That's one thing for sure. Our fans will always be flip-flop.
I think that's the problem, Ellie, though, because we've been through so many managers, and then I see people saying Conte out, but it's like, I was talking to this with Haas on the View from the South Stand last night, because I was a guest on there, and I brought the fact of that. There's a tie into this, and I'll ask the question about Darren Sanchez in a minute. But the fact of that, if we were bringing someone else new, right? So even if it was someone like Pochettino, anyone, right? They might be like, I don't want to play 3-4-3, or 3-5-2. I want to play 4-3-3. So now we have to change the style again, sign a whole new specialized set of players, and we're talking like another 20 players.
Don't focus too much on formation. Formation is a bullshit. Players move around all the time out of formation.
Play 4 at the back with Dyer and Davis in that
Sanchez.
back line, and Sanchez in that back line. We've seen it before.
I'm not saying usually I'm not saying that I want to do that. I'm saying
we can't. I'm not
come in. Might want to play a 4 at the back. So it's like there's no point in changing Conte anyway.
Right? How you set your team out is not how the team play. We don't play 3-4-3. We play like 5-6-7, 2-1-1. We don't play a formation. The players are not disciplined enough to do what Conte wants them to do. They're rubbish.
7-3-1. 7-3-1.
Like Steve Perryman said, it's not about the formation; it's the players that you've got in that formation.
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying the manager will have new ideas and want to create a new system or whatever. I'm not saying this system's working, but I'm saying you're talking about another it's just not going to work. We need to stick with the manager.
But the thing is that right, Conte plays this 3-4-3 system. He has to stick with
I know, but there's that too. But
you understand something? He has to stick with it. The only thing is that he needs to get the kind of players that is able to play his system. At the moment, we are shown that players we had can't play his system, right? We are supposed to have this magnificent, war-chested, right, summer transfer window, and look what happened. We didn't address weaknesses in our squad. Instead, we
so who do you blame, Eugene? Do you blame Conte or Levy for that?
Levy, but that's
I blame
went and signed bloody Jed Spence.
Yeah, and
you've got to put the blame on Conte as well, because he should have been strong enough to say to Levy, "Give me these players. I want these players. Go and buy them for me."
Levy was literally particularly signed Spence. He went out on his own way to sign Spence.
Ellie,
what's Conte supposed to do?
Ellie, you and I.
That's the only one I agree with you is Spence, because he came on for 24 minutes and he showed more than all the rest of them in one go.
I don't agree with that personally. I don't think it was that good.
Ellie, wait. You and I have been through this Levy era, right, from day one. From day one, right, we have seen, right, what the owners do. They don't buy the players that the managers want. They buy the players that they want and hope
it's
the managers.
It's almost like they want to just get top 4 and that's it. That's their ambition.
Well, that's what it is.
That's it is. They want to get top 4. We've got good enough players to make us top 4, and that's it.
And it's really proven over and over and over again with all the managers going in and out, because Harry Redknapp came in, right? He wanted A and B. They got him in E and F, right? And then when Poch came in, right? Poch says that we need to rebuild, refresh, right? It will be a painful, right? We would have get rid of other players. And then what happened? He got sacked, right? Mourinho came in. He won the Skriniar. Who did we get? Joe Rodon. So it's a trend. It's something we've seen. Right. Yeah. And now Conte comes in, right? But Conte has not publicly come out and said that I want this, and that. Then that's why the thing is now there's a cloud over. We do not know. Conte only says that we need our squad depth, we need to we need to be patient, we need to this, we need to that. Right. But the problem is that yesterday honestly, I didn't wake up at 3:45 a.m. my time to watch the match because I knew that we're not gonna win, because I got this funny feeling, right? We will only concentrate on 2 things. 1, Champions League, because the money is big there. 2, the Premier League. That is to get us top 4 because the money is big there. The Carabao Cup, right? The Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, right? Unless Conte gets the depth in his squad. Yeah. For him,
he even said we don't have the players to play enough competition.
Yeah, he doesn't. And partly because also and we all know, and that's what the owners want, right? That's what the owners want. Top 4 and money. The bigger the money, that's what they're going after. Simple as that. In the end of the day,
if they invested the money into the team, you'd think, but they don't. They always leave us short. So we're stuck with Dyer and Davis and Doherty and Emerson and all the other shit.
Dyer and Sanchez, especially, guys, is because Dyer and Sanchez have seen off like 3 or 4 managers, and in I saw a tweet. I don't know if you've seen these tweets about Zagreb. They played in Zagreb. They played against Colchester.
Yeah.
All these losses that we lost like 4-0 or whatever, like horrific losses. So can't people see the common denominator is like, for example, those 2?
If the players, right, are chosen by the manager and the players screw up, right, then it's the manager's responsibility. Correct? Our players, we are all very, very well known about this, that the managers don't get the choice of the players until today. Right? What Ellie asked earlier is that why hasn't Conte walked? Ellie, I'll give you the reason why Conte hasn't walked. It's because it's 20 million.
I said, why doesn't he demand from Levy? Why doesn't like Bill Nicholson, right? He was in charge of everything. Bill Nicholson, that was a different era, right? The football era, right? There's money in it. There's a lot of money in it. So winning the FA Cup and the league championship in those years.
but now you're talking. It's a different era. The money is much more bigger.
Listen out, because I've got a method in my madness, right? Right. So Bill Nicholson built up the club. He ran the club from top to bottom. There was no chairman interfering with what he did. He done his scouting. He done everything. And I think Conte's that type of man. He wants to be the kingpin, but Levy won't let him. Levy's putting his little claws into it.
He signed Spence.
Levy has
That's
never
when the window
let
went to shit.
He's never let anybody run the club like they want to run the club, and that's why we're shit.
Yes, that's why
we might have a beautiful stadium that's going to make us sustainable, but if we haven't got a team that's winning anything, how are we going to attract the players? We've got to make ourselves richer than them.
Ellie, it's not about the trophies. It's about the journey. It's about the experience, right? It doesn't matter whether we win or lose anything. Okay, coming back to Dyer, right? And Davis, right? We know these players, right? Are average, just average, right? But why do we keep giving?
No, Dyer's not even average, Eugene. I think he's shit. I don't want to watch him another minute.
Put him in the shit bracket.
I can't watch him another minute. I'm sorry, Eugene. I'd rather see Eugene get on the pitch, mate. I'd rather see Eugene get on the pitch.
No, I don't understand. Why do we keep giving contract extensions to shit?
Yes, Dyer's getting a contract extension.
Why are we rewarding failure? Why do we reward failure? Because the chairman's a failure. Because he's a failure. The chairman's a failure. He is. 22 years, and you've delivered 1 cup. You're a failure, mate. You're not giving them.
Why he doesn't sell them? Why he gives them contract extensions, right?
Yeah, that's how he's watching.
Sell them.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to buy them.
But you have to do, unfortunately, with players like Dyer and Sanchez, we're going to have to do like we did with Delhi. We're going to have to give them on a free and hope that they pay money based on appearances or some shit like that.
Harry.
You know what, though? We'll probably give him a new contract.
We are giving Dyer a new contract. Apparently, we are giving Dyer a new contract.
Okay, we come to the Delhi issue, right? We supposedly sold Dele Alli to Everton with a condition that if he starts 25 games, for Everton, he gets £40 million. How many games has Dele Alli started?
I'll tell you what he did do. 25 times he arrived at the training ground in his Rolls Royce.
I think he's getting married now. I might be wrong. But Dyer's getting married as well.
Congratulations to them, right?
Congratulations, Eric Dyer, you're getting married, but please leave the club. I can't watch you another minute.
Have a good life, right? Have a good
Eugene, yes, what you said about Stell, I wasn't being disrespectful to Stell. Obviously, he's got his opinion, but a lot of fans have got his opinion. A lot, some of them stay closeted because they're scared to speak out. They stay closeted. They're scared to speak out because they think if they speak out, then people will put them down. No, you speak your mind, right? You don't have to toe the line that everything's rosy at Spurs when it isn't. You know,
some fans
like to do that, but really underneath they're boiling, but they just don't express themselves. Some of them don't. They don't want to get into confrontation on YouTube or Twitter, so they hold their mouths. Yeah, they don't expect. They keep it to themselves. But a lot of fans, when I go to football matches, they tell me you get the truth when you're at the football match.
I mean, Graham's relentless. Graham's savage.
Okay, I'm just giving you an example.
He's Levy out anyway.
We're all Levy out. No, we're all Levy out.
We're Levy out. I'm Levy out.
Yeah, we're all Levy out. Right. It's very simple. Yesterday, I didn't watch the match. So the first thing I woke up, of course, I watched the YouTube channels to see what the reaction was about. Right. One channel was going all about Conte out. Right. And of course, another channel.
I don't know.
No, I'm not going to say names. Right.
All right. Okay.
I know which one.
I think I know who it is.
Ellie knows too, right? And there were a bunch of people there saying Conte out. Why not? Right? They hate the football, the blah blah blah. There's this and that. And then of course there's the channel that's going says that that channel Stell was on, right? And Stell was
I know
saying,
what you're talking about. Yeah.
That channel was saying that Stell, but the logic is there. You can say no. Yes, we hate the football, but the logic is that if we change the manager again, right? Who are we going to bring in?
There's no logic.
They want Poch back.
There's no logic behind it. Why would you sack a Serie A winner of a manager who's won everything apart from the Champions League.
But Tottenham's not logical. We sacked Jose 6 days before a final.
It's not even that problem, right? The problem is that you bring in the next manager. My question is that, do you think the board is going to give that next manager all the support that he wants? Let him choose the players that he wants? No.
Because they're power freaks. They're power freaks.
So
they are. They're power freaks. They won't let the power go because they're narcissists, man. They're narcissists. They don't want anybody else to have the power at the club. They hold all the strings.
Interesting point.
All the strings.
Will get worse.
No, if you change the manager, the football will get worse. The football will get better for a while. Then it'll get worse again, right? And then you sack the manager again. And the football will get better for a while.
It will like a cycle.
Yeah. And all this while we're going in this circle, right? We're not winning anything. Simple as that.
Think a bit logically, though. Think a bit. If you think logically, right? You've got a born winner. You've got somebody who's delivered titles everywhere he goes, and you're going to sack him over a man. Levy should get the sack because you look at his record: 22 years, nothing, one measly League Cup.
But the thing is that, right, that narrative of Conte out has been planted into is a seed that's been planted into the fans, right, for such a long time. It's already been planted last year. Beginning of this year, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's already been planted there along the way. Because once the football, apart from the results we're getting, the football ain't beautiful. This is not the Spurs way of playing football. The blah 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 we know about, right? It's really planted there.
Spurs way of playing football, losing,
attacking and losing games.
We've been losing for 22 years.
Shit.
Yeah,
we've been losing for 22 years under him, and prior to him, we had Sugar. We were losing, and the only time we've won is when Bill Nicholson was in charge.
No,
properly won. We did the double. We nearly done the double the next season.
I remember when we won.
That's what I call a team.
2008, right?
I was there, Eugene. Yeah.
And one day Ramos next season, right, brought us into a relegation battle. Remember?
Yeah. But Ramos didn't get the players he wanted. We signed these like 10 players, and it was like,
whose fault is that?
I mean, we know whose fault that was. But like for me, the last straw for me, Eugene, because and I'm going to say this, like we were sold a lie with Champions League for me, an absolute lie. Because when I was a kid, obviously Spurs under Levy, it was like when I first started supporting Tottenham like a lot. So after Greek, I changed Greek school and started wearing Tottenham every week, right? But like for me, we were sold this dream that we make Champions League, Ellie and Eugene, and then we'll spend money. So we made the Champions League under Redknapp, and I was expecting us to like splash the cash. We get to that January 2012, we signed Nelson and Saha, and that was it for me. I was like, I've been sold a lie. That's it. I'm leaving out. That's when I switched. I was like, that was it.
We've all been sold a lie all these years, right?
Because but it's also the recruitment. You recruit, right? Hold on a minute. Let me just have my say as well, right? So he put Paul Mitchell in charge. We've got quite decent players. We're playing attractive football, still winning nothing, right? Then he puts Steve Hitchen in charge. Who's employing these people? It's Levy, right? He's employed Hitchen to cock up our whole and then he rewards him. He rewards him by keeping him on when Paratici's there. Then Paratici comes in and he's thinking, I don't want this loser. I want to do it myself. So Paratici's trying to put in a strategy to get better players in, and he's already got us Kulu and Benny, who are ballers. They're ballers.
Class.
And Kulu will go on to be world class. That player is world class. I would put him in a really good bracket at the moment, but he's just got to grow a little bit, mature a little bit. So, he's only 22, right? But he's got so much potential. The way he receives the ball, his vision, the way he passes the ball, strokes it into Kane. So Kane finds it easy to score. Then you've got Lucas Moura, right? He's a fantastic servant to the club, but he's not a good footballer. He's not a good footballer. He's not a good footballer. He dribbles and then he passes it hard. So no one can get on the end of it.
Moura is just living on that 2019.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. just to tell you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let the fan base drown themselves in stupidity and insanity, repeating the same thing over and over again. Sacking managers, no rebuild. Whereas boards is the only thing that remains the same. This is what I'm trying to say. It's no point in sacking the manager.
Yeah.
We just go for the same shit in like 2 years.
Now it's my turn, right? I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this now, right?
Okay, sorry.
What I want Levy to do is, right, come out with an honest statement, because every year annual statement he comes out end of the season or beginning of the season, right? He comes out that we're going to do this.
Being honest,
no, that's right. The thing is that if he can just come out,
Levy should go in the same sentence.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is that Ellie, if he came out right and said that, all right, we are not a top 6 club, right? We spend £1 billion on building the stadium, right? We need to recoup back all this money, right? So we're not going to buy players, right? And don't expect me to spend money on anything, right? And you guys wait another 20 years to win a cup. Right.
It's the Levy way.
That's right. If he has come down and said that, right, maybe I will accept him. But all these years, right, it's lies after lies after lies, And then while he's doing that, he's jacking up the prices of the season tickets, right? Prices of the tickets for,
and he's paying himself an £8 million bonus.
Yes. £8 million bonus for the I think it's a $3 million bonus.
For the stadium doing it late. He gave delivered it late as well.
Making it sustainable with a massive, beautiful ground. I must admit, it's a beautiful ground. But what's the point of having a beautiful ground? He's got a shit side inside it.
Yeah.
All I know, what Levy has done is, right, when he bought Spurs in the early stages, his personal wealth was about £400 million, and now he's a billionaire after 20 years. So do the maths, guys.
Yeah, do the maths. I've done a lot of research on Lewis, right? But that's another show. I've got so much research on Joe Lewis.
Is it true that he might be passing away? Or is that one? Is it true that he passed his responsibility of his funds or something to someone else or something? I read.
I don't know.
Joe Lewis.
Yeah.
Joe Lewis is given all the responsibility to 2 lawyers.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what I read. Yeah.
So basically, he's going to give it to his kid.
Apparently his daughter's a big Spurs fan, but
well, they're all Spurs fans. They're all Spurs fans, all of them. The whole Lewis family is all Spurs fans.
No, Lewis families are Spurs fans, but Levy's an Arsenal fan. No, seriously, he's an Arsenal fan. That's why he's torturing all the Spurs fans. I'm gonna spread this rumor now. Levy's an Arsenal fan. That's why for the past 22 years.
Eugene, you know Alan Smith's daughter. You know Alan Smith used to play for Arsenal. Yeah. I'm sure I told you this, Ellie, but she went to my school. She's married Levy's son.
Yeah.
I know. That is Arsenal by association.
Yeah, exactly. So he's basically.
All jokes aside, I really believe that he hasn't got Spurs at heart, because otherwise he would do everything in his power to get us up to the top echelons. Man City have seized the power. We've just got as much money as them.
I think Newcastle are going to leave us behind
maybe not as much, but we can compete.
Ellie, we all know Arthur, right?
They're billionaires, man. They're all billionaires. They can all buy world-class players. Yeah, it costs $100 million for a world-class player.
I'm sure. I'm not sure whether Harry, Arthur, and
Ellie,
Arthur,
on your
right?
channel,
Arthur on my channel, right? He actually has met Levy when he was young, when they just talked
met him.
Club, right? Yeah, personally met him, had dinner with him, right? And
oh wow, okay.
Levy 20 years ago, right, said that he will do the right thing for the club. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, he's done the right thing
for him to make himself even richer and richer and richer. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. He doesn't take a dividend out of the club, but his wealth has gone up, and he pays himself an £8 million bonus. Come on. For what?
Ellie, rich people.
To me, and I'll do Spurs. I'm Spurs through and through. I've got Spurs in my heart.
We have to be realistic about this, okay? He doesn't take dividends. The shareholders don't take dividends from the club. Do you think they don't take anything? Come on, be realistic.
Of course they do. The thing is, whatever doesn't show, right? they've got their fingers in a lot of pies. I know a lot about Joe Lewis, and I know a lot about Levy, how his father started buy rights. I've done all the research, right? So I'm really well versed up on what we're doing on the financial side. So I can do another show for that.
Yeah, you need to speak to
and
Sean
my brother's a financial advisor as well. He's an award-winning financial advisor, my brother John Loizu, right? And he knows a lot about what ENIC do, which he's fed to me, and I've got it all on my notes. So if you ever want to do a show, on the dodgy dealings of Joe Lewis, I'm your lady.
Yeah, all right. I mean, we've got the World Cup coming up, so we can do one then, because there's going to be no games. Yeah.
That's Joe Lewis. Levy, you can do another show. You can do about 50 shows on Levy.
Never ending. We can do a 100 episode series.
Never ending show.
100 episode series.
Yeah. Like a mini series followed by another mini series followed by an epic series. You know what? We're joking about it, but it's true. It's true. You can.
Yeah, we can. But the thing is
he's been lying to us for years, Levy. So
he's been lying to us. No, but the thing is that, of course, we have financial stability. Okay, that's one thing fair to him.
Right? Yeah, you can't fault him for that.
But the problem is that, right? We are a football club, and why are we included in the Big Six? It's not because of our trophies. We're included in the Big Six because of our finance. That's all.
The money, the Wonga.
The finance.
Yeah, the Wonga talks, doesn't it?
Oh, and now we can't even call it Big Six anymore because Newcastle is in the fray. We call it Big Seven. Yeah, so
now they've taken our third spot as well, haven't they?
Yeah,
Newcastle. They came to White Hart Lane and showed us how to play football.
Yeah, Eddie Howe showed me how to play football.
You know what? He's a big Spurs
don't you guys
fan.
think Newcastle going to leave us behind? Because
of course,
look at where they are now.
So. I don't think Newcastle
this season
right.
As long as this Louis Dowell goes through and his daughter takes over, we'll be fine.
His daughter really wants us to win.
It's the if. It's always the if, right? But the problem is that the if never ever materialized. The thing is that I can tell you, right?
It's about 90% sure. 90% sure his daughter will take over.
I hope
when he passes. When he passes, right? And hopefully when the daughter is over, the first thing she does is sack Levy.
I wish I was Lewis's daughter.
I don't.
Honestly, I was born to the wrong mother.
You'd be English. You wouldn't be Greek.
I don't care. I don't care. The nationality doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. No, but they're Jewish. They're not English. They're Jewish family.
Right? Yeah, Jewish. Yeah.
They're not English at all.
We need to be careful with saying something about stuff like that because we might get. Yeah.
No, we're not saying anything. We're just saying they're a Jewish family. There's nothing wrong with that. They're a beautiful family. They've got their morals as well, haven't they? At the end of the day, yeah.
Thank you. I agree with Scott. Honestly, they'll blow us past.
Okay, Newcastle is a Bugatti now. All right. Yeah, Newcastle is a Bugatti.
Liverpool for sale as well.
Only if we allow it to happen.
It will happen.
If we just sit there and allow it to happen, it's going to happen.
It will happen. It's not allow it. It's going to happen.
We're giving in to Levy if we let it happen.
Yeah, but the thing
is that hi Joseph, is that you? That I know from he's friends with Sam Chippick. Is this Joseph? You're right. Is that you? Just say yes or no. Oh, he doesn't. I don't know. It might be my friend Joseph. I don't know.
But whatever it is,
I've got my inside sources.
Inside sources.
Bit of ketchup. It's inevitable.
In the end of the day, Newcastle is going to overtake us, right? Because the standards.
Oh no! Okay, all right.
All right.
Hey, welcome to the stream, Joseph.
Welcome to the stream, Joseph. Big up. Yeah, thanks for your
comments.
You know
what though? If you analyse Newcastle's squad compared to ours, it's no better than ours.
You say that, Ellie, but you look at their defence. Their defence is so much better than ours. Like Trippier gets into our team. Their two central defenders, Botman and
they got Botman.
And Shaw, they're both better than Dyer and Sanchez and Dyer.
Overall, though, Overall, we're about even.
But
that's why they're third and we're fourth, and there's only 1 point in it. There's only 1 point. Overall, we're about even. Their defense, I'll give you that.
We have to take into account that they play 1 game a week. That's the
part. There's that as well.
Of course, that helps them. It helps them recover. But Ed, do you know what? Our players can have 20 days recovery and they'll still be shit.
But our defense is just like Ellie. Like yesterday was like
not all of them. Like
Sessegnon and Doherty played right. Like especially Sessegnon. It was the first night I saw some big Spurs accounts turn on Sessegnon. Like it took this long. What did you think of him last night, Ellie?
Well, Sessegnon.
Yeah.
Just like he has been all season and ever since he's come to Spurs, a wimp. Doesn't take on his player. Check.
He was just
no vision. No vision. No ball ability to control the ball and go forward.
It was the first time I saw big Spurs accounts turn on him last night. It took them that long to realise.
Yeah, because sometimes he'll play out of his skin and you'll think, oh, you've got a player there.
That's a good question, actually, Joseph. I don't know.
Yeah. With Sessegnon, sometimes he'll have a better than average game, right? And you'll think, you've got a player there. There's something there to work on. But then he'll regress. So he'll play 1 good game and then he'll regress in the next 10. Yeah. You know?
That's why we don't have players consistent. That's the only problem is that they only turn up about every 5 games. They play one good game, and then the other games are lousy games, and then just half decent games, and But the thing is,
no consistency.
We don't have the kind of players.
Whereas Højbjerg, who everybody slates, very very consistent, will give his all, and he's got the boy doesn't. He gets all the slack from all these other shit players around him. When you're playing with, luckily he's got Bentancur there in the middle with him, and Basuma started to step up a little bit. But he's still not the Basuma that we saw at Brighton. He's still not that quite the Basuma we've seen at Brighton.
Yeah, and to tell Joseph, right, we might have to choose some of the championship league. I mean, the championship teams.
Sanchez doesn't get into a championship.
What do you guys think of Basuma? What do you think of Basuma?
I don't know. I liked him at Brighton, but I don't know. Did Conte want him yet? I don't know. I have a question mark about that.
I think he needs more games. Right, that's the only thing. We need to see.
He's done all right lately, though. The past couple games, he's done all right.
I think he play more games and all that, then he'll get the speed that what Conte wants him to do.
I actually like him. I thought he was good at Brighton, but
okay, I got a question for both. Right?
Yeah.
If I just give you a question for you guys, because yesterday I didn't see the match against the Forest game, right? What if Conte yesterday? What he did is he rested the full of the first team and he put on the youth and a mixture of the shit players, right? To go against Forest, right? And we smacked 7-0, right? Would we been happy with it? Instead of putting out a nearly full strength team, right? And lose to a Nottingham Forest B team. It's still the same. We still lost, right?
We only changed 4 players. They changed 9 players.
There's no money in the League Cup. There's no money, like you said. There's no money in winning the League Cup.
No, I
know
there's no money.
£1 million, I think, to win it. I think.
Yeah, you don't. But the problem is that a lot of people are saying that. Oh,
where
yesterday.
You see that, Lisa? Do you mind telling us? Sorry.
Yeah, you guys can teach about Everton being Juventus' main target in January transfer window. Not sure how credible is the stuff.
I'll drive him to Italy myself.
I'm going to write him an email. Don't buy him.
No.
Buy him.
Buy him.
Please buy him.
Say, don't buy him. We'll just use him as a T-boy. That would be all right.
A T-boy.
Yeah,
buy him.
Please buy him. Please.
Tip him out. He ain't all bad. Emerson's not all bad. He's not he's rubbish. He's rubbish. But there's certain things because he's athletic. He can recover.
His cross, or sort of, I say cross. It wasn't a cross on the weekend when he hit it like right to out for a goal kick from like.
I know. You know that goal he scored against Brighton in the FA Cup? He didn't mean that. That was a prop.
But like,
and when
Emerson,
he scored, he went on rampage. He went, whoa.
You know, Emerson's going to start on Saturday. He's going to start.
Yeah, and who do we blame for that? Who brought in Emerson?
Paratici.
Yeah. So
Paratici.
We went for him instead of Tomiyasu. I would have taken Tomiyasu every day of the week.
Yeah, talk about Tomiyasu, right? We've been talking about Tomiyasu. We were linked to Tomiyasu for 2 months during last summer transfer window, and then we got Emerson. I was like, what? And guess what?
He's an improvement on Emerson. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But anyone, I'll be an improvement at 60-year-olds.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But Ellie, what do you think of Spence last night? What do you think of Spence last night, Ellie? Because obviously people have been calling for him to play. But I'm going to say what I want to say, and then you'll probably disagree with me. But for me, I don't think Spence was that great yesterday either. But what did you think?
I don't think he was great. What I saw is potential. That's what I think Conte sees in him, because the first thing he did, if you notice, he went for the attack.
Yeah.
He went on the run. What right wing back does that and doesn't check? Right? He didn't check. He went inside. He went inside because he saw another player coming towards him. So he checked inside and then he got fouled. Right? I've not seen any enterprise like that from any of our wing backs. Not once have they taken on their player and beat their player so easily.
Scott. That's how I felt as well.
Yeah, the thing is that once you compare Spence with shit, what you compare
right? I know, right? Spence, right? He's got it in him to do it, right? Because you've seen the potential in him, but he's not the finished article. That's why I think Conte's weeding him in slowly. He's giving him 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and now he's giving him 24 minutes in the League Cup. So obviously he doesn't rate him in the Premiership. He doesn't think he's ready. He doesn't think he's ready.
Yeah, but Ellie,
but
the thing is that
I'm telling you, it's an improvement on Emerson and Doherty.
Yeah, that's 100%. The thing we want to see, the improvement. But the problem is with Conte, right? He doesn't want potential. He wants ready-made players to be able to play.
Yeah, that's why I think he's doing it, because he's showing the ball that you've made a mistake. I don't want this player that's not ready. I want a ready-made player. So give me my ready-made player in January or the summer. If you can't get him for me in January, I want him into the summer. So when I'm ready to strike and win that league title, I'll be ready.
Win the league title.
Won't give it to him. I'm 100% sure that he won't get what he wants.
We need another January like we had last January.
His history repeats itself.
We don't need another January like last January. Last January was nothing, right? Last January was another smoke and mirrors bullshit January.
No, what I meant.
That's what I meant. But
you're talking about January, yeah.
Is
that true? That January, right, was one of the Januaries that it's the last minute, pull the rabbit out of the hat.
Lastminute.com.
Yeah, that kind of January. But the thing is that even when Decky and Bentancur came along, there wasn't a guarantee to say that they're going to turn out to be ballers that they are now, right? But somehow or another, I think we got lucky with them, right? And are we going to get lucky in this January? That's my question.
I don't think we got lucky because they were good for their teams.
I like Bentancur. I watched them a lot for Uruguay.
I think Bentancur won 3 league titles.
Yeah.
No, but the problem, Ellie, when we bought Decky and Bentancur, right, at the time, they weren't regular starters for Juventus. That's what I'm saying. We can't take that risk now. If this January we don't go and get a proven, right, player with qualities that is being consistent, being shown at the moment, right, to help bolster our squad, we are taking a risk again.
I get your point. But Bentancur was the mainstay in Juventus's team. He was. It was even the last season. He played 28 games out of 34. I think it is. They played. He was the mainstay.
But that year when we bought him in January, right, I think he wasn't in the favor of Allegri or something like that. That's why he was.
Yeah, that was just the first part of the season. He wasn't in favour, but the previous season he was. But then we bought him.
Yeah.
Bentancur was always the star player for them. He was always well thought of.
I watched him a lot for Uruguay, Ellie, and I really liked him. So when we signed him, I knew who he was. Tulesescu, I didn't really know. I hadn't seen him play, so I couldn't say anything on him.
He was an up-and-coming player, and they put him on loan because obviously he found
you're right.
Maybe when he was 18, 19, you're not really develop unless you're a superstar. But now I think he's going to become a superstar, this player, because he's got ball. He knows ball. You know,
I like Kulusevski a lot.
Ellie, but you know our history, right? Most probably he won't become a superstar at Spurs.
We'll sell him at 25. And then, yeah. I think Bruno Gomes should go to Real Madrid, but
he will. He'll end up another season or maybe 2. He'll be at Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's what we always do, right?
Problem is, like these players that we talk about in 2-3 years, they'll be really good, but by then they're good. The rest of the team's shit. So
if we don't improve, we come on. It comes into the same scenario like Kane, right? Kane and Son has been so good for the past 3-4 seasons, carrying the whole team, right? And by the time now they're so old, they're getting old, right? And when we look back, who do we have, right? We got Bentancur and Kulu, and hopefully Richarlison turns out to be the player that we hope he is, right? And hopefully Romero comes back to be what we know he can be, right? And what else do we have? We got nothing. Simple as that.
The defense is just a shambles.
Yeah. And maybe Olivier and Isuma will still be there, and maybe hopefully Skip will turn into the gem that he's supposed to be.
Olivier's going to be here. Bayern Munich were always, they were making noises. Real Madrid were making noises.
With him in the summer, weren't they?
They were making noises, but
no, are we maybe FC?
Failure
do you know what? You know, Eugene, we are maybe FC because basically, right, if you look at the history, who we've sold players to, we sold Modric to Real Madrid, we sold Bale to Real Madrid, top echelon of football, right? We sold Berbatov to Man United, we sold Carrick to Man United. They were the height of football at that time, right? And they took our mantle. We sold our best players to these clubs, and then what were we left with?
Fraser
Campbell.
Were
left with drops.
Fraser Campbell on loan.
No, you imagine if we had those players all together. Fraser Campbell, Darren Bent.
The other problem, I think, what we face is a very simple problem. We are not willing to pay the wages for the top players to come in. Levy is not going to pay £300 a week, right? 300,000 pounds. 300,000 pounds a week, right? For a top player. Yeah, he won't, right?
Yeah.
Because the thing is that because whatever it is, maybe he there's I think it's the fact that Harry Kane has a clause in his contract, right? That whatever a player that comes higher salary than him,
has to get paid.
He has to be matched.
Yeah,
right? So
Ndombele was the same, weren't he? They put Ndombele on the same as Harry Kane, I heard. And it
how did he get so much? It's just...
How did he get so much? What did he do?
Tanguy and Ndombele was a panic buy. Simple as that.
A panic buy, but didn't Poch really want him?
I don't know.
They scouted him, but they didn't scout his mentality.
No.
Yeah. They scouted his skills.
But Lo Celso's another one who was just because they didn't sign Bruno, they went for Lo Celso.
Yeah, we settled for Lo Celso, didn't we?
It's the same thing, right? We let Lamela go and bring in Bryan Hill, and then it's hardly ever used, right? I rather kept Lamela.
Club signing again. It's a club signing.
Yeah, it's a club arrangement that is done by the club. So
we're just one big mess, aren't we?
Do you remember when we swapped Njai for Nkudu? That was such a shit window. I don't care what anyone says. I know we signed Wanyama, but apart from that, the rest of them were shit. Like Sissoko joined on deadline day, remember?
Oh yeah, Sissoko. Yeah.
You know, I was furious. I remember that day.
That was the season when Newcastle went down. Remember?
I was there with you, man.
Newcastle was going down that season. They beat us 5-1, right? And the next thing we know, right, we buy Sissoko for £30 million, bro.
Eugene, my dad that day was like, "Why are you so angry?" I'm like, "We signed fucking Sissoko for £30 million."
Newcastle were laughing all the way to the bank.
Newcastle fans were laughing at us. They're like,
we got him off for 30-odd million.
Yeah,
30-odd million for that.
And it was like a Levy robbery because he was going to Everton, remember? And then apparently we got a text from Tottenham, and he was like, "I'm going to Tottenham." He couldn't believe his luck. He was probably like, "Oh my god!"
To tell the truth, right? It's the same thing with Emerson, right? The Barcelona fans are laughing at us too.
Yeah.
They are.
We saw you Emerson for £25 million, right? Like that.
Barcelona, back in the day, they signed quite a few of our players because they got Steve Archibald. That was the main one. Yeah. The Steve Archibald, he wasn't even coming to the end of his career. We sold him to Barcelona. You see, we're a feeder club to the bigger clubs. So we should really grasp the power so that we can get up with them, but we don't because Levy don't pay the wages, like Eugene said.
Yeah, don't pay the wages.
Players are attracted by the Wonga as well. They're not just attracted by trophies. They like the money. Don't be the money.
Yeah.
What do you think Greenish was attracted by? The trophies and the money, right? Man City, but they're paying him 5 times more than he was getting at Aston Villa.
Is he on 250 at City or 200?
I think he's on more. I think he's on 300 grand.
Really?
That's what I've heard.
Did he make the England squad? I can't remember.
Unofficially, I've heard that he's on 300 grand.
Close to that, I think. Close to that, right?
So 300 grand. And he wins the league title in his first season.
Let me see. Grealish is in the England squad,
again this year. I don't think
Pickford,
anybody
Pope, Ramsdale, Anna Arnold, Cody. Cody made the squad at least. Dyer, Maguire, Shaw, Stones, Trippier, Walker, White.
Dyer's in the squad.
Yeah. Bellingham, Gallagher, Henderson, Mount, Phillips, Rice, Foden, Grealish, Kane, Madison, Rashford, Saka, Sterling, Wilson. Callum Wilson's in the squad as well. It's quite big.
Callum Wilson,
yeah.
But I'd play if you look at defense, I'd probably go Cody, Stones, or something like that, and White.
Tomori didn't make the squad.
But he
didn't make the squad. Anyone but Dyer and Maguire, basically.
Dyer and Maguire. I think they.
Well, if you play a back three,
they're similar players, aren't they? Dyer and Maguire.
I think Dyer will start. Dyer will probably start for England, and Maguire will probably start for England. I think he likes him.
I think Maguire's a better defender. I think that Maguire's a better defender than Dyer.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with
you. But the thing is that if you put Dyer and Maguire in that defense, right?
You can't.
Did you see that tweet by the Spurs Express saying Sessegnon didn't make the squad? But what were you expecting? I don't know.
What you expecting Sessegnon to make the squad?
He didn't even be in that squad,
let alone England squad.
Hold on, guys. This is the provisional 26, right? We've got one more game to play, right? Something might happen. Sessegnon might still be on the plane. You never know.
Yeah, if there's an injury, you never know.
I think Cody is a good choice for Southgate. I think I'd play Cody, White, and Stones as a back three. Choice.
Yeah.
Tarkowski.
No, he's not been called up. Tarkowski's not been called up.
Tarkowski wasn't even called up. Yeah.
Trent's been called up.
If you look at the defenders, right? Actual defenders is Maguire, Dyer, Stones, right? Cody, and White. White is half enough. Yeah. Then the rest of them are wingers. Shaw, Trippier, Walker.
Even Ben Mee is better than Dyer. Ben Mee is better than Dyer. And that I'm not joking. It's better.
But I think there's most centre halves in the league are better than Dyer for me. I don't care what anyone says. I can't watch Dyer another minute.
One of these players, you don't get it. How he gets into the Spurs team for 8 seasons.
I'd rather see Tanganga be given a go. Just play Tanganga against Leeds. I don't want to see Dyer or Sanchez.
Centre back is Maguire, Dyer, Stones, Cody. That's all. We only got
is that back four? Back five,
the rest of them are wingers. Right wing backs or left wing backs. Shaw, Trippier, White, Arnold.
He could play Walker in defense though. He could play like Walker.
Right centre back.
Yeah, play Walker, White, and what's his name? What am I thinking of? Jones or something. I don't know.
Is Creswell in the 26?
No, he's not.
Is Luke Shaw's though, isn't he?
Yeah,
and
Shaw is there.
Trent Arnold.
Yeah.
Trent made the squad. Yeah, Trent made the
squad. Rubbish defender, brilliant going forward.
Yeah.
I'd play something like Cody, Walker, and White as a back three or something like that.
Cody,
I think they should take Jimmy
and White, Trippier at right, and then Shaw on the left. That's what I would do. If you're gonna play back five. Just anyone but Dyer Maguire.
You know what? He'd be a good buy for us, that Tsimikas.
I like him a lot, actually. Yeah, I like him a lot.
He's better than what we've got.
He's better than Sessegnon. I mean, that's for sure.
He'll be cheap. Of course
they won't sell to us, Liverpool. I don't think they'll sell to us.
No, they generally don't sell to us. Because they're not a feeder club to Spurs, are they?
I can't remember the last time we signed a player off Liverpool. I think only on the free transfer we got Ziga or something.
We gave him Robbie Keane, though, but he only lasted 6 months.
Yeah.
Because he was a big
Torres' backup,
fan.
wasn't he? I think. Was it Torres' backup or something?
Yeah, he was a big Liverpool fan, but he got into the team and he scored a few goals here and there.
Did he score against Arsenal, I think?
Yeah, he did. He scored a goal against Arsenal. He did. Like, I'm a big Robbie Keane fan, so I know everything about him. But when
you know what I love about Robbie Keane? His celebrations are my favourite.
Yeah.
The somersaults and stuff like that. Yeah.
Shooter.
Him and Berbatov were class. I love Berbatov. He was
Berbatov. I love Berbatov.
You know that goal they scored against Fulham in the FA Cup away?
Yeah. Oh,
that was brilliant.
My favourite Berbatov game was the Reading game. You know when he scored 4?
Yeah.
And you know that goal went from the corner and he hits it on the turn straight in. I was just like, that's amazing.
Brilliant.
And the last one,
the one against Leeds United was brilliant as well. When he took it from the corner flag, he beat 3 players and then slotted it under the goalie. Magic. We haven't got a player.
Why is Maddison classified as a forward?
As a forward?
Yeah.
Sure, he's going to play as a number 10, isn't he?
Yeah, Maddison should be a number 10. He'll play like in the middle of the 3 or 4 midfielders, whatever.
Gallagher got called up.
Our midfield is Bellingham, Mount, right? Bellingham, Mount,
hasn't
Gallagher.
Played 1 minute. I think Declan Rice has to start.
He'll play more forward than Maddison, won't he?
Hey guys,
I like Maddison because he can get you goals.
Why is Henderson there?
You need a midfielder who can score more than our midfielders. However good Højbjerg and Bentancur are, they're not going to score as many goals.
I don't think Saka's played that well this season. I know he made the squad.
Who?
I don't think Saka's not been that great this season.
No, but my question.
It depends how much Arsenal you've got.
Of course, you talk about injuries. Yeah.
I mean, Martinelli's like a level above him.
Have you watched the whole 90 minutes?
Yeah, I watched the Chelsea game, for example.
I think he's been okay. He hasn't been fantastic. You know, he's been okay, but he links well with Ødegaard, doesn't he?
Yeah, but like for me, Martinelli's like a level above. Like, he's so good.
Yeah, they remind me of Dele and Ericsson. You know when Dele and Ericsson were together at their prime?
Yeah.
They remind me of that combination. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Dele went to pop, didn't he?
Dyer and Kane in the England squad. Yeah, Kane will always be in the England squad. He's the captain.
Yeah, he's the blue-eyed boy, isn't he?
But Dyer made it. So I don't know how Dyer made. Well, how does Gareth Southgate pick Dyer? Why do you guys think he picks Eric Dyer? Because I can't. Could not for the life of me.
I don't know.
Do you think he's going to play back 3 as well? A back 5?
He ticks all the right boxes when he talks, and you know, he's quite an intelligent lad. He's not a thicko.
I don't know who was watching, but someone made a really interesting comment saying that obviously because Dyer was from Portugal, right? They expected him to come to England to be like a better footballer, but he's actually worse.
well, the English Premier League is harder than the Portuguese league. It is.
Because it's like he was brought up to play more football, let's say, like proper, like more flair football compared to England.
He had a different role, didn't he? He was like central midfielder usually.
That was his best position. Yeah.
He would be better at a central midfielder, but he still wouldn't be good enough. He'd be slightly better. But as a defender, nah. Not
makes too many mistakes.
Yeah.
Last night he made 3 mistakes off the top of my head.
Is England allowed to choose? I mean, if any injuries come out, they must have some provisional players.
They've got like reserved, They're going to call up.
List? There's no provisional list.
Yeah, I wonder who's on that provisional list. Be interesting to get hold of that list.
Yeah, just in case.
I think Sterling will guarantee to start. I think Sterling will start.
I don't see Sterling name there. No, is Sterling there?
Yeah.
No.
How do you think Sterling's fared for England? Yeah. Do you rate him for England? Because I don't particularly rate him when he plays for England.
He does better for England than he does for Chelsea or something.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, somehow or another he turns up for England.
He was really good. Under Pep Guardiola's coaching, he scored a lot more goals.
Oh, let's check
when
the last one.
He was at Man City, he was brilliant.
I don't care much more about last word on Spurs.
Apparently that's the source, so I'm going to check.
Do you know Sterling started at my husband's team, QPR?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
And QPR is doing quite well this season, huh? Ellie?
Yeah,
QPR
but then they've tailed off a bit. They've lost their last 2 matches. It's a shame. My husband's very sad. My husband's like, he knows what it's like to be a Spurs fan now. Tomori and Guihi clearly better than Diane. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are better players.
Guys, we've been linked to Memphis Depay, apparently.
They don't fit the remit.
We'll be linked to Memphis Depay too, yeah, I know. But Harry, being a Spurs fan,
being monitored.
We always Market Edwards. We're linked to Market Edwards too, right? Marcus Edwards.
Tomori was ripping it up, wasn't he? Tomori's been ripping it up. You know, he's
Ben Brereton Diaz. I actually like that guy. He's quite good. Brereton Diaz.
Yeah, Brereton Diaz.
Oh God! I can't believe we've been linked with this player. I can't believe it. You know, Choupo-Moting.
Choupo-Moting too.
Oh my God! Why are we looking at Choupo-Moting?
Just Spurs. We're going to be linked to 2,000 players before the January window starts.
The list I'm reading on 90 Minutes is Ben Brereton Diaz.
What website are you on?
Eric Choupo-Moting. Just hit my last retweet, Ellie. It's in that. It's on the 90minutes.com or something.
Okay. All right, hold on.
And read the list. It goes Max Aarons.
Again.
We look at Carl Walker-Peters.
We're bringing back Carl Walker-Peters.
Yeah, Marcus Edwards.
Yeah. Why did we sell them in the first place,
Any
idiot?
player will accept 50 grand as wages.
He's better than what we got, though. Let's be honest.
I'll go there for 50 grand. I'll pay the bill. I'm telling you, I've been paid more.
So. Jed Spencer's going to be loaned out, while Spurs are happy to sell either one of Emerson or Doherty. Wait, hold on, guys. Why did we not just do this in the summer? Why are we waiting until January to do this?
Well, we're Spurs, right? The thing is
so Carl Walker-Peters, Max Aarons are the two names that have been linked to right wing back in this story. And then Eric Choupo-Moting and Brereton Diaz are the two attackers. And Memphis as well. So that's the three.
Where are the defenders?
No centre-backs. It was right wing backs. That's what's been linked.
Oh dear, we're not even getting.
Graham Bailey on Twitter, he said Tottenham looking to strengthen 2 key positions in January. More attacking is wanted. Yeah. Memphis Depay has been identified. His name keeps on coming up, but we never buy him.
We won't buy them.
But why are we still linked to Max Aarons? Doesn't it show that Conte does not get choice of players? Because surely Conte wouldn't want Max Aarons.
Oh, come on, Conte has never had a choice.
He's getting the choice of the players that don't cost 200 grand or 300 grand wages.
Yeah, Hakimi ain't coming.
Yeah, we ain't paying for Hakimi. 80 million pounds transfer fee. 250 million pounds. 250,000 pounds
every week.
I like Eugene. He's a realist.
Yeah,
you're not getting Hakimi.
But you know what? If we change, do you think if we change Levy, because like on our THFC Till I Die, Dermot's always saying, "Be careful what you wish for." If these owners go out, who are we going to get in? Are we going to get in somebody with really bad human rights, for example?
In the end of the day, right? To tell the truth, right? Football fans, they really don't care, right? When you were talking about when the Saudi bought over Newcastle, right?
I think that's a bit too liberal. I think they do care. Some fans care.
In the end of the day, right?
I would care if we got. You
would care now. You would care now, right?
No,
then when they buy
us,
then after that, but after that, when they start splashing the money and buy 100 million players, paying the
I'd still be the same. I'm a woman of principle.
No, I mean you would, but a lot of fan base won't.
Yeah, I agree with you. A lot of them wouldn't. Yeah, I agree with you there. They did that. They would care as long as we're winning trophies. Yeah, if we're winning trophies, they won't care.
Ellie, to tell the truth, right? Majority of the people.
Like selling your soul to the devil, isn't it? That's what it is.
Ellie, we've already sold ourselves to the devil long time ago. That's the sad part, right? Humanity has done that a long time ago, and we're just not realizing it. That's yeah.
Why is Sessegnon not being included in the squad such a big deal? Like, he's shit.
Why? Because Spurs fans are deluded. That's why, Harry.
Why would he get into the squad? He's not been good.
Yeah.
Don't always blame the fans, though, Eugene. Not all fans are the same.
No,
not all the fans are the same.
I understand, but the thing is,
we can't put them into one umbrella. We've got a diverse fan base. what you see on YouTube and Twitter, that's not the real fan base. When you go to the matches,
yeah, of course.
When you go to the matches and you talk to people like from my era and from even before my era, that's the real Spurs core fans that want our club to be successful, and they wanted to do it. They want to do it the proper way, like the right way. Yeah. We don't have to, But football. I agree with you, Eugene, that football's very corrupt, and the money's faulty.
No,
but it's not the fans, not the real hardcore fans that have spoilt football. It's the businessmen who've taken it over.
And
it's very commercialized now. That's the problem.
It's not very commercialized. It's just purely commercialized.
Yeah,
I found the story, by the way.
Look what they do at Spurs, right? Let me just say this, right? Bill Nicholson's anniversary of his death, and they're showing football, rugby, boxing. They're showing, and not one mention of Bill Nicholson, who was our most
Why do we
magical
not have a statue
manager,
of Bill Nick outside the ground? Can someone explain this?
Oh no, that is something to do with religion. Yeah,
they say that. But they had busts of Nicholson. They had the bust that they still got at the Grand. So they haven't got a massive statue, but they got a bust of his head.
Where do they actually put that, Ali?
Yeah,
they put it. You know where the Spurs lounge is? It's right near there. I've seen it because when this lady called Linda, when I broke my foot, she took me all. Not Linda, Debbie. She took me all around the Grand and she showed me one part of the Grand that she said they're going to build. They may use it as a museum. She said they may.
Yeah.
No,
but
it's underneath the south stand or the west stand. I can't remember, but she took me through there. Pitch black. We walked through there.
Ellie, if you have Bill Nick's bust, right, it should be put in somewhere, right, where every fan can see and have that memory. But what our club does is, right? What our club does is, right, it hides him in some corner, right, where not many people notice it, because our owners know. If you remind the fans, right, of the past glory, the fans now will demand for glory.
Yeah, it's like a dictatorship. They're gonna brainwash the young fans. They're brainwashing the fans,
right? Yeah. And then they put the bar, right? The longest bar in Europe, right? Longest sports bar in Europe, right? With beer, beer being pumped up from the bottom of the cup. That's the interesting thing.
That's the special thing, isn't it?
Do you know what I do when I go to matches? I don't go to the older fans because I know they're on the same set as me. You know, they know they're at the same level. I go to the younger fans. I saw some younger fans, right, singing, "Eric, we love Eric Dyer, Eric Dyer." And I said, "Can you excuse me, sir?" I was really polite. "Excuse me, sirs. So you really do love Eric Dyer, do you?" They go, "No, we don't really love him. We're just singing because we like singing."
I'm going to start singing I hate Eric Dyer and Eric Dyer hates me. I'll start singing that on Saturday. See if anyone joins in.
I done one on Sean's thing. I made up a song about Eric Dyer. You've got to listen to it later, all right?
But he's like, for me, he typifies Tottenham because we're giving him a new contract and he's been shit for like 3 years, 4 years.
You've got to educate. The young fans know Eric Dyer's shit. They do. They're not blind. They're not blind. They know he's shit. But not all of them. There's some of them that get sucked in. I don't know how.
Because he says, like you said, he says all these things, and people get really gassed about it, and they're just like, "Oh, he's good, really good. He cares so much." But it's like he's rubbish. He got given the captaincy last night when Kane came off. Did you not see?
Yeah, I saw that. It's like Jimmy Greaves said, right? Jimmy Greaves, if you watch his podcast when back in the day, he's so funny. He goes, "There's players who run around like blue-ass flies but don't affect the game." I was a player that affected the game, he said. I put the ball in the back of the net. That was my job. I got paid to score goals, right? So all these players running around doing all their business, but they're not affecting the game. So you've got to have assists. You've got to play really good passes. You've got to create goals. You've got to be involved in it. You can't just run around and do nothing.
Ellie, what you said, right, is totally the opposite that's been happening with what we're doing now.
We're just doing mistakes. We're just doing mistakes.
We just run around and not pass the balls to each other. We're passing it back to the opposition, right? And then we're not scoring goals.
Or the keeper. Go back to the Lloris.
Højbjerg stepped up, yeah? You would agree. Højbjerg stepped up, right?
Højbjerg and Benzema have been our best players.
4 goals, 4 assists. That's what I call affecting the game. And then the fans turn on Højbjerg when they should be turning on Dyer and Sanchez. But they sing songs for him.
The defence is the problem. Like,
they've got a song for him, for God's sake.
But Eugene, honestly, someone like Max Aarons or Kyle Walker-Peters, will they really solve our right wing back issue?
To tell the truth, right, we've been looking at Max Aarons since 2-3 years.
They got.
It's Poch.
I think we've been looking at Max Aarons when Norwich came up, not the previous season, the previous season, right? So I don't think it will solve our issues. Kyle Walker-Peters was our academy graduate, right? We used him for a while.
He's okay. He's not the best.
He's okay, but what you're talking about? If
he's going to win trophies, I don't think so.
No, okay, if you say you say Max Aarons and Kyle Walker-Peters, will he be better than Emerson or Doherty?
Yeah, I think so.
They'll be slightly better. But they won't be like writing to your mother in an email.
But when you talk about quality, right? They won't be the quality players that we want. Simple as that.
No, because if you really want to win titles, I'm sorry, Kyle Walker-Peters and Max Aarons are not the answer.
No,
of course not. Right?
Like someone like Dumfries and Hakimi.
Harry,
but can we attract the players to pay them the wages?
The whole point, Ellie, of having Conte and having Champions Leagues to attract players like Hakimi and like Dumfries and
regime don't want it. They won't pay the 300, 400 grand.
The reason we link people like Walker-Peters and Max Aarons is because they're English. They have a potential high value to sell on. So that's why they're trying to get them. That's why they're trying to sign players like that.
And their wages are cheaper.
It's business.
Yeah, I agree.
So as long as we make top 4, there's slight upgrade. Slight. Like I said, you won't write an email about it, will you? To say, Levy, say, "Oh, well done, Levy. You've got."
I give you a question, right? Will Max Aarons or Kyle Walker-Peters, right, make it into Newcastle, Arsenal, Manchester United, Manchester City, or Liverpool?
No.
And Chelsea?
No.
No, not for me. I think Reece James is better than both of them.
What's the next choice? Spurs.
Steve Perriman will, though. Steve Perriman would. 100%. Look, I've got my cat signed by him. Look, Steve Perriman, come on.
And then we look at the other attackers we've been linked with. I only bring this up because this has just come up, right? Choupo-Moting, that's such a Tottenham signing. Brereton Diaz, I actually quite like Brereton Diaz. I think he's got a lot of potential, but again, he's not a player that's going to just walk into the team.
He's not a ready player.
Yeah, like Memphis Depay.
Brereton Diaz will be another Jet Spence, if I'm not mistaken. Brereton Diaz under Conte will be another Jet Spence. He will be brought in and then he'll be sidelined.
I actually quite like Brereton Diaz, but he won't play.
Depay was a disaster at Man United, wasn't he?
But he's on a free transfer. That's why I've been linked with him, I think.
That's why. So if he comes to Spurs and he's a disaster again, like he was at Man United, what have we won? We've won a player who's on a free transfer. He's going to be getting about 200 grand a week, because that's what his agent demand. And then we're stuck with a player he's not a Conte player, is he, really?
And Ellie, in the end of the day, right, we will extend his contract and we'll extend his contract. And we'll extend
you know what I mean? We'll sit him next to Eric Dyer so he can have a little chat. Oh, go away, cat. Oh, my God, my cat. My cat, that's what he thinks of Eric Dyer. Oh, my God.
But the thing is that all these players, Harry, don't take it too seriously. It's Spurs. We're always linked to players, right? Most probably in the end, they will get some player from somewhere we don't know. To tell the truth, what about Malinowski? Do you think he'll be a good buy?
He's another Spurs type signing, isn't he?
Yeah. But will he be a good buy? He can take free kicks for one. He can score free kicks for one. That's one thing, right?
He can score goals, but can he do it in the Premiership? That's the thing.
Yeah. But you say for 15 or 13 million pounds, wouldn't it be a steal?
Mind you, if you're a footballer, whatever league you're in. If you're a baller, you can do it in any league.
Yeah.
If you're a proper baller, and you can score goals everywhere you go.
Yeah. I don't mind having him to tell you, right? It's better than letting Sonny or Eric Dyer or Kane taking free kicks. That's how I see it.
Sonny this year? Sonny's not been firing on all cylinders, has he?
Yeah, Sonny, I think it's
that's
a bit.
Scott's in the chat, right? So we need to be careful.
Sonny, I think is suffering from fatigue. Simple as that. Fatigue. Overplayed for the past 7 years. That's how I see it, and that's happening the same thing with Harry Kane.
That's same with Kane though as well. Really. Yeah,
Kane and Sonny's been overplayed for the past 5 years.
Do you think it's not so much they're overplayed? It's because they have a big responsibility in the team. Therefore, they work harder than all the rest of the players. I mean,
Son and Kane, and they've got a heart goals for the and club assists, pretty much.
You can tell that they've both got a heart for the club. You know, so they work harder than most of the players put together. Like there's some players that shirk their responsibilities every single match.
And the other part is that maybe age is catching up too.
Yeah, I mean, isn't Son 30 yet? He's almost 30, isn't he?
Yeah, Son is 30.
You know what though? They should be at their peak between 28 and 31. They should be at their peak. So,
we don't have a Maddison though.
I don't see that he's slowed down. He hasn't slowed down. Maybe he's lost his focus a little bit. You know,
I think this year, Ellie, what I've seen this year, right? Sonny is playing too far deep back onto our side of the field. You know, usually Sonny likes to hang around the halfway line, right, on the shoulder of the defenders. And when Kane gets the ball, he pings it across and he runs into it. But this season, right, I've seen him, right, spending most of his time, right, being a defender more than a winger, right?
You don't want Sonny to do that. You want Sonny to pick up the ball and run at the defenders and score a worldie because that's what he's good at.
I still can't believe with Eric
while Kane pings a diagonal ball across and Sonny's running through from the halfway line.
I disagreed on that, Scott. I think Kulusevski's been really good this season. I'm sorry, Kulusevski's
but he's not a striker.
Non-Kane striker.
He said non-Kane attackers. I mean, Kulusevski's been brilliant this year. I don't care what
Kulu's the exception, but Richarlison, his first touch.
But Richarlison's playing on the right. Why is he playing on the right? Last night was the only time I saw him playing in the middle. And I thought he did all right.
I think he's out of position.
He doesn't have to stay on side either.
But to be fair, that's the second time he's played there for Tottenham.
Well, he's got 2 goals in
left center player, left and the center player. He's not a right player. That's all. Right? When you play players out of,
what do you mean?
Okay,
Kudu's probably been the best attacker of everyone, Scott. I'm sorry.
Definitely. Of course he is. Get a life, man.
Not just look at stats, mate.
Don't look at stats. I'll just look at him as a baller.
Came on and made his immediate impact, right?
Spurs has this big problem.
He made a bigger impact than Benny.
Spurs buy players, right, and don't play them to their strengths. Spurs buy players, right, and make players play on the opposite side of what they can do.
I know, it's so Tottenham, isn't it? We're Charles on the right, he's the left-sided player.
I agree with that to some extent. But if you're a footballer, like I harp on about Steve Perryman, but he said, if you're a footballer, I was asked to play 3 different positions in one game. He was right back, then sweeper, then midfielder. You know, if you're a good enough player, if you're a good enough baller, you can play anywhere on that pitch.
I know what you're saying,
but they're not good enough. Richarlison's not good enough. Sorry, his first touch is rubbish. It bounces off him, and he's not a baller. He's not a baller.
When you're saying that, right, you're talking about players who are when you talk about players who can play wherever on the pitch, right, whether it's a defender or a striker or whatever, you're talking about near world-class players. These are near world-class players, near elite players that can play across their.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I said. They're not ballers. They're rubbish. So they can't play. They can't even play in their own position well. I've seen Richarlison in his own position play rubbish, where you pass the ball, to him and he bounces off him.
People disagree with me, Ellie, but I think he's a very good chance. If Brazil do well this World Cup, he'll be the top scorer.
Yeah,
he starts for Brazil in the middle.
He's still not a good baller. He's not as intelligent as Kane.
He's playing on the right. He's not going to do anything on the right for me.
Yeah, and don't forget He should do. He's a footballer at the end of the day.
You must remember who's
on
the right with him.
I don't agree with that because I used to play every position.
Emerson's on the right with him.
Middle, I played middle, right, left. I was just as effective on any side because I was a baller.
But the thing is that he doesn't have the support, right? You got Emerson on the right with him.
Yeah, but if you're a baller, you don't need support. You create your own.
Ellie, I'll give you an example of myself, right? I predominantly play in 8-a-side. I play in defence now, right? I played on the right, I played on the middle, and I played on the left. My weakest position is definitely on the left because I'm right-footed.
Yeah, because that's psychological. If you're a good footballer, you can play anywhere.
But if you speak to people I play with, they won't say I'm a shit defender.
What do you think Jimmy Greaves did? Jimmy Greaves took the ball from the penalty box, dribbled through the whole team, and scored the goal.
But Jimmy Greaves is a striker. He always played through the middle. If he played on the right,
I know he was a striker, but what you're not getting the point. If you're a baller, you can play any position.
But Ellie, if you put Jimmy Greaves, no offense, on the right wing, would you think it'd be as effective?
He'll do good. He still score goals. He's a brilliant striker. He's got instinct. Plus, you shouldn't keep players in a box. You have to move them around, like Steve Perriman said. He said you mustn't pigeonhole players. You have to give them free rein.
Pigeonholing him on the right.
Not really, because he moved around.
Right.
I saw him. He started off the right and then he went to the left. So he moves around Richarlison. He does his own thing. I saw him against Fulham. He was everywhere.
But listen, right? Scott agrees with
Ellie himself.
But what I'm saying is, not a baller. His skill set is not as good as Kulu. Would you agree?
For me, I agree with that. But Ellie, you need to take into consideration. Scott's not going to like this, but Son for me in the first season, people were calling for us to sell him because he was only scored like 1 or 2 goals, and people weren't happy with his performances. People to take into consideration, Richarlison's sort of in the same situation, right? He's a bit part player for now, until he takes over Son's position or Kane's position or whatever, and gets a regular game time. I don't think we're going to see the best of Richarlison. And
he's got a worse first touch than any player that I've ever seen at Spurs.
Even Diane.
Yeah,
but they're defenders. It don't matter. Well, it does matter because his touch is really poor. Right?
But sometimes it's depending on who's passing him the ball.
Yeah, but if you're a footballer, you can control.
You get a person
obviously,
the ball,
I agree with you. Like they pass it hard to him, that it's hard to control. But you don't see Kane have a problem. They pass to him hard, and he controls it.
But you also forget he's been playing with those players. Kane has been playing with the Spurs team for how many years?
Yeah, but it's the same ball though, Harry. Right? If I pass the ball to you hard, and I pass the ball to Eugene hard, the better baller will control it better.
When you come to London, Eugene, try it out.
Like I do a duck pass to either of you. The better footballer.
I'll do like a video of it.
Wait, next year.
And we do a lot of duck passes, so they've got to get used to it. Richarlison should be thinking, I'm going to get a duck pass. I better sort out my feet.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like Kane and Son are playing in this team for so long, right? They like Richarlison's only played for Tottenham for how many months? And like I said, Son's first season, he wasn't very good. Like I liked Son, and I knew he had potential, which is why I didn't want to sell him. But he wasn't that good in his first season.
I think it's acclimatization.
How many goals did he score in his first season?
2 or 3.
You sure?
Yeah, he got 1 against Palace on his debut.
I'll have to look that up.
Give me a second, because I know he didn't score many goals in his first season.
I think he scored about 7, I think, if I'm right. He must have scored about 7 or 8. I don't think he scored 2.
In the league or overall?
Just in the Prem. Just in the Prem, he might have scored 2 or 3, yeah. If you're just taking the Prem.
Let me check his stats, because I've got Wikipedia
here. Check his stats, that's it.
8 goals and 40 appearances.
Yeah,
in the league?
1 in the League Cup. 4, no, it's including nationals. All right, that's including National Cup. 4 in the Premier League in 28 games.
Yeah, not very good.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, so you can't say, that's what I'm saying.
No, Richarlison is.
Yeah, but are we setting our standards that low?
But then, like I'm trying to say, is like Son's like the best player, supposedly the best player.
Our standard is that low. You must understand that.
Sorry, I disagree, Scott.
Our standard is that low.
He's missed a lot, and been caught offside 3 times now. 3 times.
No,
he's not.
but the thing is that
What he should do, you know what he should do? He should watch Kenny Dalglish and Ian Rush, how they stayed onside, and he'll learn so much just watching those highlights of those 2 players. Ian Rush and Kenny Dalglish, they were masters at staying onside. But there wasn't VAR then, but they were still they were really brilliant at receiving the ball as well.
The reason I bring this up is because of that. Like, because, you know,
he's nowhere near their standard, by the way. He can't even late Ian Rush.
He's only got 4 Premier League goals in his first season at Tottenham. And, like, people calling for us to sell him. I'm not joking. I remember on Twitter people calling us to sell him.
Yeah, because I don't blame him, because he's not good enough.
No, I'm saying Son in Son's first season, Ellie. In Son's first season, Ellie, people were saying to sell him because he got 4 Premier League goals in 28 appearances.
Yeah, well, they had
and he was his first season in the club. So, like, Richarlison for me,
Richarlison has got 0 Premier League goals in the season.
But how many games he started? Like, what, 1 or 2?
How many appearances made?
I saw more potential in Sonny watching him than I do in Richarlison. But we still only won. We haven't even won a League Cup with him. That was before. We haven't won anything under Sonny.
He's made 9 appearances. I don't know how many starts. He made 9 appearances with Richarlison. Most of them off the bench. He probably started 1 game or 2 games.
Oh, in the Premier League, he started.
Yeah, for us. He only made 9 appearances.
He started 2 games.
I think he's only started like 2 games for us in the Premier League. I don't know how many starts.
No, he started, I think, 1 or 2 games.
He started against Fulham. I know that because I was watching him intently. Because I thought I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, right? And he was doing all this shithousery and whatever, and getting in people's faces. Yeah. But that deflects from actually his football skills.
But in Brazil, he's got crazy.
I've seen him for Everton play a lot better than he has for us.
But he's been playing longer at Everton. In the first season for Everton, Ellie, he got 13 goals and 35 appearances.
Yeah, but he's not a prolific goal scorer. He's not going to get you the goals.
The thing is that Richarlison.
For Brazil, he does, but not for us.
He's not the main target to score goals in our team, right?
Kane is.
Kane gets the most goals, followed by Son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These players, but the problem
even
is
has scored more than Richarlison. That's saying something.
But Højbjerg started every game, Ellie.
Yeah, I know, but he still scored. You still got to score when you're on.
I think people were really harsh on Richarlison personally. I don't know.
No, Richarlison needs time.
He's got 17 goals and 38 appearances for Brazil.
I want him to score. And not get offside all the time. Because when he scored in the Champions League, those 2 goals,
I just think people regret trying to get rid of Richarlison. For me, I think he'll be good next season.
Well, some fans are saying that he's holding back because of the World Cup.
Richarlison, we bought him for £60 million. He ain't going nowhere until he dies.
You know what I mean? And what wages is he on? Because I haven't looked up his wages, but I reckon he's on over.
I just want to say, it's Brazil. He's got 17 goals and 38 appearances, which is almost 1 in 2 games.
Richie's about on 150, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's his country. Yeah.
For Everton, he averaged 1 game. He 1 goal every 3 games for Everton, and for Watford, he got 5 in 38. But he was playing on the left. I remember that season, I think.
Yeah. But guys, okay.
So he averages 1 in 3, basically.
Yeah, let's move on. Who's going to the game this Saturday?
I am, unfortunately.
Ellie going to the game? Ellie's going. Okay.
Philip Brady. I thank you, Philip Brady, for getting me a ticket. Yes, go on, Philip Brady.
So, guys, predictions for Saturday? Are you getting up to watch the game or not?
Well, we won 2-1 last season, didn't we?
No, Saturday 3 p.m. your time is about 11 p.m. my time, so it's not.
You should be okay to watch that game. Yeah,
the game is not that bad. Most probably.
What do you think is going to happen? Because you missed Forest, so.
I think we'll win. Honestly,
you think we'll win?
Yeah, I think we'll win. Because
really?
Yeah, because I'm coming back to this scenario again, right? We are more focused on the league, right? So, what happened in the cup is the cup. I think the cup we just forgot. Come on, it's the cup. Like last season, right? What Conte did is like he exited all the cups and focused on the league, and that's where we got top 4. So this season, I think the only other thing that we're going to focus on is the Champions League. So the league and the Champions League will be the focus.
FA Cup, you get the FA Cup.
And you can tell the truth, right? Depending on the draw, right? If the FA Cup is going to be a tough one, we're going to let it go too. I can see that. Right?
So Eugene, you don't think we're going to play pragmatic in the Champions League against AC Milan? We'll change our style.
Well, mate,
right.
we're gonna park the bus in Milan.
Hold on, guys. Because the Milan game is in February next year, and at the moment, right? Tell you the truth, right?
It's on Valentine's Day, isn't it?
On Valentine's Day, yeah.
Oh, well done.
Spurs have ruined Valentine's
Day.
We're
going to ruin my Valentine's Day if they bloody lose heavily then.
And we're playing in Milan, yeah? All right? We're playing in Milan, so most probably don't have too much hopes on that. But what my prediction for the Champions League game is like this, right? Champions League game is too far ahead. World Cup is coming along. Then there's a January transfer window. We do not know what's going to happen there. I can't tell the future. You can't tell the future, right? Who's going to get injured in the World Cup and who's coming back half fit and half.
Dane Scarlett's going to get recalled.
So we do not know, right? But for the Leeds game,
and Udoji.
Udoji. I like Udoji back.
Udoji's coming next season.
Udoji.
If we can get Udoji in the January transfer window to come back, I'll be happy, right?
We don't have
to see Sessegnon play, right? But for the Leeds game, I think we'll win, right? It might be a tough one, and most probably, with Spurs form, right? We'll be a goal behind again in the first half, and then in the last half an hour after the 60th minute, that's when we start playing.
It's really interesting, actually. I was looking at Son's stats now. Before Son came to Tottenham, he was averaging 1 in 3 at Leverkusen. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the same as Richarlison, averaging 1 in 3 at Everton. But anyway,
I think what Ellie said,
strikers who average 3 in 3.
Averaging one goal per game, right? Yeah.
The problem with Tottenham for me is the defense, because we can't play a higher line with the defenders we have, so we can't push up. The defense is so shit. Like we can't.
Yeah, but the thing is that what we see is like did Leeds play in the EFL Cup?
Did they?
I think they're playing. Did they play last night? I know Arsenal lost Brighton because I was looking at that result.
I mean, I didn't really care.
I'll tell you. I'll go on live score.
To me, in their day, right? It will come down to
Man United Villas tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, they lost to Wolverhampton, Leeds United. They lost 1-0.
On when last night.
Yeah, last night they lost to Wolverhampton Wanderers, and but Boubacar Traore scored the winner.
Yeah.
Created by Daniel Potence. I like that player.
He's a good player. Yeah.
He's only little, but
remember.
Yeah, he scored against us when we beat them 4-2.
Yeah, that's true.
Remember that was the famous ball boy. Was it the Olympiacos game?
Yeah.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Mourinho.
We'll have to talk
the ball
out Greeks, isn't it?
Leeds game, I think we'll either win
2-1,
3-2. Because don't forget, we nowadays we're prone to concede early, 1 or 2 goals. So maybe we'll come back in the.
Do you think we'll get going after 1 goal or 2 goals?
Most probably after 1 goal. Yeah,
if we don't get going after 1 goal.
After 1 goal down.
But Leeds beat Bournemouth and they beat Liverpool, so I don't think it's gonna be so easy as you think.
I know.
No game in the Premiership's easy, but when you look at their team compared to our team, you'd think our team would maybe just about win like last season. We won 2-1, didn't we?
I don't think we'll get away with it.
I think Reguilon scored and Højbjerg scored, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I missed Højbjerg's goal because I bloody lost my
Reguilon personally. I think it's better than Sessegnon.
Yeah, but I think Reguilon was it's the attitude problem.
He didn't fit the bill.
Plus, his girlfriend's really fit, but yeah.
Yeah. I think all the players. You see Eric Dyer's wife.
Yeah, you know that's Alexis Sanchez ex.
Come on, Harry. All the footballers,
but especially Reguilon's girlfriend. She's like,
most of them are models. Or
like Lucas Moura's. They've got beautiful women on their hands because they're all in the roster as well.
For me, Reguilon's girlfriend is like.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's your favourite.
Yeah.
She's the one you'd go after.
Yeah.
But Leeds game, I think Leeds will come out and have a go at us, right?
Yeah, they will.
At the first 45 minutes, and most probably we'll concede first, right? With our defense that we have, right? I'm not sure whether Eric Dyer will get a boost now, right? After being picked for England, right?
Maybe you'll say in the dressing room, I'm an England player now.
Yeah.
Sanchez
won't play. It'll probably be
yeah, he'll say I'm an England player now. He'll hit the ball back to Maurice.
So funny.
He'll score in his own goal to celebrate. Do you remember that own goal guy scored against Newcastle? Only he could score that goal.
I know. That was more like a freak goal, Ellie. Right? He miskicked it and it goes backwards.
Reguilon scored one like that as well. Remember when he miskicked it into the goal?
Why did Reguilon and Conte fall out? Does anyone know?
I think there's an attitude problem.
Probably because because Jose bought him that pig, and he didn't buy it.
I liked Reguilon a lot. I thought he was going to be a really good player for us.
No, maybe he didn't fit the Maybe he didn't follow the philosophy that Conte wanted. Right, that's the simple thing. Is that why doesn't Lo Celso? Why doesn't Ndombele? Why doesn't guys?
I don't think Lo Celso was ever that good. I don't think Lo Celso was ever that good.
Nah,
Lo Celso.
He was
in the League Cup final. He's the only player who got a shot on target, and the American goalie saved
he
it.
Seems like to me like
not
a functional player. That's not the right word, but as in like sort of like players we used to have in the 90s that we used to get really excited about, like Stefan Dalmat. Would won a few games to look really good, and then he'll be shit for the rest of the time. That's what the Celso reminds me of. I don't know why.
Yeah, I agree with
Ndombele
you
is different. I think he has talent, but he's just lazy.
It was similar to Lamela in style. Never let go of the ball early enough, and when he did let go of it, it was usually woeful.
It doesn't go anywhere. It reminds me of Mora too.
Why do we buy these players? Are we attracted to the woeful players?
No,
I think it's Levy's plan. Yeah, Levy's plan to buy them cheap.
Levy's plan just to get top 4. Just make top 4, lads. Don't worry about the trophy. Don't worry about the trophies. That's just glorious, We've got enough.
It's so sad, Eugen. I rewatched the obviously we played Forest yesterday. At midnight the day before, or not the day before, the same day. They had on Sky Sports 2. I don't know if you saw it, Ellie, but they had the Chelsea Spurs highlights in 2008. I watched it all till like 1 a.m. because it's still like 1 a.m. I was like, that's the last time we won a trophy. I have it on record now, so I watch it like every time we knocked out a trophy. We watch that.
Chelsea didn't expect us to come out and play like we did. They just thought they're going to turn up on the pitch, go and lift the trophy, didn't they? They didn't really. They didn't really
but
push
Avram Grant was the manager as well. He was rubbish.
Yeah,
Chelsea.
He got fired shortly after, didn't he?
Crap manager.
But like, you'd think Chelsea would have fired him the next day, but they didn't.
If you look at the players we had then, you had Keane, Berbatov, Genus, Zakora, Tainio, Alan Hutton,
Woodgate.
Brilliant with King. Him and
King was so good. Come on, that's
you hadn't played for like 4 games or something before he played.
And those days, right? Even Ledley King, right? He doesn't train. He doesn't train. He didn't train. He had to protect his knee, right? He need to play games.
He used to swim or something. That was his training. He used to do swimming or something.
So
Ellie, what's your prediction for Saturday?
I'm going to 2-1, 3-2.
I'm going to go 2-2. I'm going to go 2-2 because I think they'll get the lead. I think I'm going to go 2-2 because I'm not going to say we're going to win because I saw Leeds. They very, very good and their intensity is really good. So if we're going to get anything out of the match, we've got to match their intensity and then just let our extra class, right? But it depends who plays as well. Like if Harry Kane plays up front with Sonny, because they said Sonny might be fit.
Really? Or is Son going to be fit?
That's what I read. That's what I read. I read that he might be making a shot comeback.
I think he'll play Richarlison.
He's declared himself
as a 3.
This is what I've heard. This is what I've heard through the club grapevine.
Oh, is this ITK? ITK. It depends on whether he can wear a mask or not.
No, but if a ball hits him in the face, it's gone.
Yeah.
He won't play. He won't be in the World Cup. He ain't going to play, right?
I don't think someone will play.
No, I don't think he's going to play. But if he does, then he'll be wearing a mask. But that's what I've heard in the club grapevine. Because there's a lady that I know there he's declared himself fit.
Oh, really?
So whether he plays, that's another question.
It's like when Romero did that. He came back in.
He had himself fit for the World Cup, I think. But if we draw, right? If we draw,
I think we're going to lose. Honestly, I think we're going to lose 2-1.
To tell the truth, like, even if we lose, right, we'll still be fourth.
Yeah, we probably will lose, but I'm just saying 2-2 just to be optimistic.
You know, I work with the Leeds fans, so I'm going to get it on Monday if we lose.
Yeah. No, even if we lose, right, they still can't catch us. Even if Manchester United win, we'll still be on top.
I thanked him. I was like, thanks for beating Liverpool. We're going to lose to them now, probably.
Yeah. My husband's home.
All right, okay.
Keep you up on.
All right.
Do you know what my husband? The first thing he says to me is, "What's for dinner, Il?"
I'll make a grilled chicken myself.
That's a proper man. That's a proper Greek Cypriot man.
Yeah, it's like,
the Greek men, they go, "What's for dinner, Il?"
It's true though. It's true. It's true though. My dad's
do you
the same
do that
as well.
to your wife, Eugene? As soon as you step in, do you go, "What's for dinner, love?"
I don't do that. No, I don't do that. I'll call her ahead and ask her to cook. I'll call her ahead and ask her because I work in the F&B line, right? So I don't eat my dinners.
Yours is like all over the place, isn't it? Yeah.
My dinner is usually about 11 p.m. my time, 10:30, 11 p.m. my time.
Oh, in the evening?
Wow. Just before
he just had dinner now before he came on.
So your wife eats out of cooking as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I'm sure you're a fantastic cook. I'm sure you're a fantastic cook.
Oh no, I can't cook. She cooks.
You can't cook.
I don't cook. I
can't cook.
But like Elliot, in my family, my dad only cooks like barbecues and stuff like that, really. But my mum does everything else. She does like.
I don't cook. I hardly ever cook because I really work in this industry, the food industry.
Yeah.
Where do you work behind a restaurant? Is it?
But my mum was a master chef, really.
At the moment, I work in a Japanese restaurant.
Japanese? So. Is it food good? I'm just asking.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah,
I'm on the street. No. Have you fed the cats?
What I usually do is every evening before I come home, right, just before I close the restaurant, I just give a phone call. What do you cook? That's all. They should tell me what you cook.
Do you not get takeaway from the restaurant when you leave or something? Or
sometimes.
Oh my God, I'm moving to where you are. I'm coming at 11 o'clock. I'll be at your house waiting for the Japanese food.
Get off a plane.
No
I love Japanese food better than I like Japanese food better than Chinese food.
Yeah,
I like their dumplings. Their dumplings are beautiful.
Food, I used to work in a Chinese restaurant too. Right, my experience Chinese, German, and of course the local cuisine, Malaysian and Indonesian, and then now
you get a lot of German food as well.
Before this restaurant, I was working in the German restaurant, right?
Oh, right, okay. They're really nice German restaurants.
Yeah,
German nice food.
I used to work in one of the best German restaurants in
wow.
Yeah.
I've only ever worked at a Greek restaurant ever, Eugene.
Sorry?
I worked at a Greek restaurant once. That was I was working behind the bar though.
Sorry?
I was working behind the bar though at the
Greek
restaurant. I wasn't Desiree. I was at Desiree for 3 months.
Desiree. Oh, I love that restaurant.
Because my dad knows the owner, so
that's
he
a
got
really
me a job
good
there for
restaurant.
3 months.
Okay.
I've been there many times, right? But I also use Nissi restaurant in Southgate.
Nice. Yeah, Nissi's nice.
It's not the best, but if you just want something that's quite reasonably cost,
it's like nice.
Yeah, but their souvlaki is nice because they cook it all fresh and you know what I mean. It's nice, and they do their own dips as well. They make them themselves. They don't import them or go to the supermarket and buy them. Yeah, they're all right. But my favourite Greek restaurant, probably my dad's.
Where is it? Where is it?
No, my dad passed away now, but he was in. It was the Glory restaurant down Gould Street.
Where? What's it called?
Yeah, it's still there. My cousins have it. It's a proper Greek taverna.
What's it called? Sorry.
The Glory restaurant.
The Glory restaurant. Where is it?
The Glory restaurant in Gould Street.
Where's that? Sorry, I don't know.
Goose Street in the West End.
Oh, the West End.
You know where Oxford Street is? Oxford Street is it's not far from there. Right?
I'll go there.
So
go there.
My dad was part owner of that restaurant, but the other restaurant he owned was another restaurant, which was a nightclub, and you had this plate smashing.
Was it not Elysée?
Well.
Was it
But
Elysée?
the food was pucker. The food was
was it
pucker.
Elysée or was it somewhere else?
No, not Elysée. It was in Charlotte Street. Look, right, my dad, he didn't own all the restaurants outright, but he mainly owned outright was the ones on the seaside, like the Seagull restaurant, the Regal restaurant, and a few others. But we've partnerships, but not outright. Not all of them, but they were partnerships. Because when he came to England, he was very poor. So he didn't have the money. Then he built up his money.
It's like my dad as well. It's the same thing. Yeah.
You build up your money, don't you? And then you buy another restaurant,
Expand.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
I'll go check it out in central London then, because
the Glory restaurant is proper. Yeah. It's a proper Cypriot taverna. It's not posh, but they do the most beautiful food there.
I mean, I only go there for food. I don't really care about how posh it is. So
because there's some posh Greek restaurants, not just Greek restaurants. There's some posh restaurants.
The posh ones don't taste as nice. The food doesn't seem to be as nice.
It's got beautiful decor, and the food is not up to scratch.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you pay through your
and you pay through the nose. Yeah.
Do you guys know Steak and Co? Do you know what I'm talking about? Steak and Co.
Yeah, I know Steak and Co.
I don't go there anymore because I used to go there for the novelty. They used to bring the hot plate and you used to be able to cook the steak.
Yeah.
They changed it now. Like a few months ago, they changed it.
That was nice.
Now it's just like normal steakhouse.
I know.
It's not the novelty of going there, so I don't go there anymore. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't blame you because I like it. There's a restaurant. What they call the one with the cow. There's one with the cow that does Argentinian beef. Gaucho. Is it Gaucho?
Yeah, Gaucho.
Yeah. They used to do it on the hot plate as well, and then they stopped doing it. You know where they bring it on that stone?
I went there a month or two ago.
Sizzling steaks.
Yeah, I love sizzling steaks.
I like when you cook it yourself. It's like so much nicer. Hot.
Yeah.
I went there a month ago. It was still good though. Like it was for someone's birthday.
Rick Stein's restaurants are quite good in Bournemouth. Rick Stein's restaurants. Gordon Ramsay, my brother went. I've never been, but my brother went. My brother John, and he said it was pretty.
It's not great from what I've heard. It's not great.
Yeah, he just said it was pretty naff. He was expecting, when you got high expectations of Gordon Ramsay, and then he went to this restaurant, and it was in the heart of London. I won't say which one, right? But he went, and and he wasn't impressed. He wasn't impressed.
But that's because these posh restaurants, they bring it out. They bring it out in some special, not special design, but I'm trying to say like fancy. But the food isn't that great.
No, that's why I like the traditional family-run restaurants. They put all their love into the food, and they've got experience because it's been handed down through generations, and they've learned how to cook proper cuisine in their own countries. And then they bring it to the restaurant.
Ellie? Fantozzi in Southgate. So it was owned by Italians. And they got bought by Albanians. I'm being racist here, but now the food is nowhere near as good. I tried it. I thought I'd try it.
Okay, guys. All right. Enough of the food thing. Right.
I know what you mean. I've not been there since the Italians sold it because I thought
it's not worth it.
I don't know. The Italians know how to cook, man. They do. There's many restaurants I've been to that have not been run by Italians that purport to be Italian restaurants. Right? And I've been disappointed many times. So I don't go to those restaurants anymore. I go to a proper family-run Italian restaurant. Not
Rimini in Palmer's Green is really good.
Not a big one. Like there's one called the Real Greek. I think they're rubbish. The Real Greek.
I haven't been to that one. But...
No, don't go. Don't go.
But like Rimini in Palmer's Green is owned by Italians. And they expanded, like they bought that bigger one. Remember, they used to be very small Rimini. They used to have a really small restaurant, and they bought the end of it in Palmer's Green. But they're run by Italians. But their food's really good because they're run by Italians.
Yeah, Rimini. That's run by a family, right? And they're really personable when you go in. They make you feel welcome.
Yeah.
That part of your eating experience is, when you go in the restaurant, guys, and they make you feel like you're walking into your own home and you're having your own meal and they make you feel welcome. You know, and the food is excellent as well.
Yeah,
I must admit.
Yeah. I agree with
we
you.
go there quite often. Yeah,
I really like.
I like it. Yeah. What about in your area, Eugene? What's your favourite?
No, not going to go on the food
your
thing.
Own. Right? Do you eat out or do you eat mostly at home?
Mostly at home. I eat mostly at home. I hardly ever go to eat maybe once a week because when you work in the F&B line, right? You only get one day off, right? And most of the time you're working, and most of the time you're really working like, you're doing a 9-hour shift, but your work day is about like 12, 13 hours. So it's very tiring. Yeah, for me it's tiring.
I agree.
And Tottenham on top of that as well.
Yeah, then you rush home and you do shows with Harry, right?
or you watch Tottenham.
Yeah. Oh, you got to wake up in the middle of the morning to watch Tottenham.
How was your watch along? I didn't see any of it. But...
the Liverpool watch along. It was nice. Scott M was on. We got some old guys back on. Chris Agamba was on. Right. We had a good, nice.
I like Chris Agamba.
Yeah.
He's such a lovely guy.
Yeah.
And he does nice chicken as well.
All right.
You know when we had Brian Daigle in the park, he bought chicken and it was really delicious.
All right.
Yeah.
No, Brian's back from.
Nice.
He's in the UK now.
Yeah. Brian's back in the UK. I think he's having his jet lag.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah. He told me the other day he was
coming back. He's back. Yeah. The last time I spoke to him was on Monday. Then I think he's been back since Wednesday or Wednesday yesterday.
Like he went to the game.
I went to his house, and I met his dad. He invited me to his house. Then we went out for a meal together, me and Daigle. Right, it's so good. I call him Daigle. I don't call him Brian.
All right.
Yeah, but he's a nice guy, and he's got Spurs written through his heart.
Yeah.
Totally Spurs. But then some people say, "Oh, he's over the top, this and that." But everybody's to their own. You know what I mean? You can't say someone's over the top because that's his passion. You know what I mean? He's going to be at that training ground at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, he's going to be there in January, the way it's going.
Yeah.
He's going to be there. He's going to be there.
New Year's Day.
Guys, to tell you the truth, right? It's 1:30 a.m. my time here.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I got to jump off soon.
Oh, we forget.
When you next stream in, before you plug your channel.
I like your Conte picture, man. It's so right.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm making new shows, new thumbnails and all that. But I'll most probably be doing a show on Monday. Monday about maybe 2:30 p.m. your time or 2 p.m. UK time. Right, that's about 10 p.m. my time. But usually my shows, I'll bring on fans from other clubs and all that, and then we'll just banter each other's clubs, and most probably we get
good. I like that has other fans.
I like you, Dean. I liked you when you was with Mr. K as well. You were brilliant.
Oh yeah, forget about Mr. K. I speak to Mr. K regularly, and Mr. K sends love and regards to all of you guys who have been asking about him. Right.
And love back to him.
I'll send love back to him because
I met him at the Levy Out protest.
He's lovely. I like Mr. K.
Yeah, so Mr. K is doing well now. He's got a stable job and all that. He's living his life. He's getting things. Maybe one of these days he will pop into the shows for a cameo or two. Right?
Yeah, when it's right for him, he'll come back.
Yeah, he'll come back. Yeah, but he won't do this
permanent. Such an intelligent man. Such an intelligent man.
So he sends love because I speak to him regularly. Actually, I just spoke to him about 4 or 5 hours ago.
All right.
Because I was telling him a lot of the I told him a lot of the Spurs community miss you, right? That they were asking where it's okay and all that. So I said, they said, oh, it's good that the people still remembers who he is. And I said, then he told me to just send love back to the guys, right, and to everyone, right. Thanks.
Eugene, you have to show me how you did your thing at the back, because I want something like that now.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Conte's age from that picture.
Yeah, you not see his press conference. His press conference, and they asked him about how old he felt or something, and he was like, "Do I look a year older or something?" And he looks like he was like,
do I look older?
He looks about 20 years older. He's
Harry, this is the green screen behind.
Yeah, so I know. I need to.
Is it a green screen?
Yeah, you need to download a picture and then save it onto your green screen thing at the back.
I can edit it or something in Adobe Express.
Yeah, then you can edit and do a thumbnail and all that. Then you put it at the back.
I've got my daughter Sophia in the back when she graduated. If you can you see that?
Yeah.
From University of Sussex in law and history.
That's a good uni. It's a good uni.
Law and history. Okay.
Top 3. It's in the top 3 for history and law.
Oh, that's good.
It's in Brighton, isn't it? I think Sussex. Is it Brighton?
Yeah, it's just behind. Just behind. Oh no, it's in the top 3 for history and law, but in the top 10 of all universities in the UK.
It's Russell Group,
yeah,
that's good.
You know, Jonathan Ross's daughter went there when my daughter was there as well. I'm only name dropping, you know what I mean.
Guys, I got to make a move. It's 1:30 a.m. here. Right. Thanks for having me on, Harry. Nice talking to you, Ellie. Let's see, maybe Monday. I'll throw the.
I love you, Eugene. You're a lovely man. We had good banter
I don't
today.
have to come on your show on Monday. I'll probably work.
I'll if Ellie, if you're interested in joining me on the Monday show, you're free.
I love your show.
I'll send you the link, right? But let me arrange the things first because today is Thursday. The show will be Monday. I think about 2 p.m., 2:30 p.m.
And we haven't played Leeds yet, so.
Oh, we played Leeds. Who haven't said? I'm doing the World Cup break show.
All right.
I'm doing the World Cup break show.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And probably I'll get some Arsenal fans on, West Ham fans on.
I've got an Arsenal fan that might be interested. He's called Dino. He was on Stel's channel. He's really nice. Do you know him? His name's Dino.
I mean, me and you know a lot of Arsenal fans now because of that.
If you watch the North London is out. If you watch North London is out, he's on that with Alex. And Alex Stephanopoulos. And Dino's Italian English, I think. I think he's Italian English. Which is a good combination. Anyway.
All right, guys. I'll catch up with you guys later. Right. You guys continue. Most probably I'll be watching you in the background.
Yeah. Well, I think Ellie's got
I've got to go and cook for my husband. Otherwise I'm in the court.
All right. Okay. Guys, take care.
Take care, Eugene.
Okay, good night.
Good night, Eugene. Love ya.
Bye-bye. Okay.
Love you another kiss.
Bye-bye.
Come on, Spurs.
Leave you out. I forgot that.
Leave you out.
Leave you out.
And as always.
Leave you out.
And Ellie, before I let you go, do you want to plug your show? Because obviously, are you guys streaming tonight again?
Yeah, my stream is on tonight. THFC Till I Die. 8 o'clock, sorry. So I've got to get a shifty, get my husband fed. And then I'm on again at 8 o'clock on my own show. And we've got some exciting things. I just wanted to plug the charity thing we're doing on the 18th of November. We've got a big charity for ADHD and ASD sufferers and autism. So I want to give that a big plug. And we've started up a GoFund, what's it called? GoFund link, so people can donate. Whatever you can donate, people. You know, we know it's hard times. We know that it's Christmas coming. So whatever you can spare.
The channel in the chat anyway. So
the GoFundMe we're going to do on our own channel as well. So I just wanted to give it a plug on your channel as well, Haz.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll probably watch it anyway in a few hours. So.
You go to Desiree. That's good by me if you go to Desiree restaurant.
That's where you asked about the drinks in my picture. That's where they're from. We went the other day.
You know, I recognise that. Right. Yeah, my husband's after his slippers because I'm actually wearing my husband's slippers.
All right, okay.
He's coming
so before we go,
back.
come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.